Hello everyone and welcome back to the series of sessions for the banking and financial institutions. So today we will be discussing the topic peer-to-peer lending. As we all know that peer-to-peer lending is one of the contemporary you can say topics that are booming in the banking and financial industry. When we talk about peer to peer lending, it means that we are talking about a financial innovation which connects verified borrowers seeking unsecured personal loans with investors looking to earn higher returns on their investments. What do we mean by this? Talking from the contemporary talking from the traditional old school banking system and taking it further to the digitalized banking system, then taking it further to the neo banking system, now taking it further to NBFCs who want to enter in this field where they can provide a platform to the fund borrowers and the fund resources, right? So, when we talk about the peer to peer lending, it means that this NBFCs they are giving a platform to the fund seekers who are in need or in requirement of the funds, and also it gives a platform to the ones who are having surplus funds and they want to invest that fund through certain lending. So what this NBFCs are doing, they are bridging the gap between the investor and the fund seekers, and this is what we conceptualize as the peer-to-peer lending. So these all the borrowers are the verified borrowers and they are listed on the P2P lending platforms. On the other hand, investors can see all the details about the borrowers before lending money to them, which means that if you want to invest your money and proceed it for the peer-to-peer lending, then you need to register yourself on the NBFC platform as P2P lender, where the fund seekers will approach and you need to check all the fund seeker details before lending any money to them. So investors, they also have the option to lend small amounts to the multiple borrowers to diversify their investments. See what happens when we talk about the old school banking system. In order to avail the banking facilities, you need to step into the bank. You need to understand what are the terms and conditions of the bank, go there, then access the facilities. Now under the digitalization era, this system has totally changed and all these facilities are available on your handheld devices. So with this app of NBFCs or this peer to peer lending platforms, these the lendings are easily available in your hand devices. So with the help of your mobile phones, with the help of your own devices, you can register yourself as the fund seeker or as the investor. You may proceed ahead with documentation, and then finally you will be the registered user of that P2P lending platform, where you can approach as per your own requirements. So this peer-to-peer lending, this has been evolving largely in the BFSI sector these days. Why? Because this has been sought after as the most successful model for the alternate financing across the globe. So in India also, it is being used now as a very rigorous, model or the platform, because this has made the lending very easy. Easy in the sense that minimum of the paperwork, minimum of documentation, easy process, quick response, which is making it more feasible and viable for the fund seekers. So in India also, P2P lending is gaining traction at a very fast pace and slowly becoming a very, very attractive investment option for the investors also, because if the fund seekers are available in the market, which means that there is demand, and if demand is there, obviously it can be met out by the suppliers who are having the surplus funds in their hand. So this gap is getting met out with this P2P lending platforms. Talking about the cognizance in this, talking about the ruling in this. So RBI is not directly ruling it. RBI has not a full control over this market yet, but yes, RBI are issuing time to time guidelines that how to manage these P2P lending platforms, how to manage the NBFCs, what the NBFCs are required to fulfill before proceeding ahead with this process. So like minimum capital of 2 crores are required in order to start up with this process. So this is one of the you can say guidelines that the RBI has issued and need to be followed by the NBFC. So in this similar manner, there are many other guidelines which are issued by RBI if any of the NBFC want to enter into this particular field of business. So keeping the interest of both the investors and the borrowers in mind, these guidelines are getting updated again and again as per the need and requirement of the market. Now, let us understand how does this peer-to-peer lending happens. As you can see in the picture here, that this NBFC is a facilitator, you can say. NBFC being the facilitator means it provides a platform to fulfill the gap. Now the gap lies where there is a fund requirement and the fund availability. So these lenders can register themselves on this NBFC platform as the investor. So now this lender can be the individual lender or it can be the institutional lender also. Individual lender means you are lending in the individual capacity. Institutional lender means you are lending as per the organizational capacity. So both you need to register yourself before proceeding ahead with this process. So while you are registering yourself, it means that you are a recognized investor, you are a recognized lender on that P2P lending platform provided by any of the NBFCs. On the other hand, being the borrower can also be the natural person in the individual capacity, or it can be a business entity, because as being the borrower in the individual capacity, you may have certain personal fund requirements which you can meet out, and you want to avoid the whole banking process of documentation and in length the credit scoring and the long process of getting approval from the bank. You can avoid these by getting the quick you can say approval from these P2P lending platforms in the individual capacity. But if we talk about the business capacity as a legal entity, definitely business also has certain maybe the working capital requirements, maybe certain emergency requirements of fund where the business don't want to, and the requirement is not that big enough that the business want to go ahead with the documentation process with bank and get the corporate lending done with that, and obviously it will take a little bit of time also to get the process done. So in order to avoid that time taking requirement and also the lengthy documentation process, at times business for the quick access of the fund for their emergency purpose, maybe they approach to the P2P lending platforms to provide them funds. So this platform, as we can see, is the basic you can say facilitator for the borrower as well as the lender. What we can see here, that these platforms are definitely providing an edge to the investors and also to the borrowers as compared to the banking services which the proper commercial banks are providing. So, and this is the reason, with the age of digitalization and you can say more and more you can say new products and innovations that are coming into the market, I think that P2P lending platform is one of the innovation which is helpful for both the parties, being the investors as well as the borrowers. But yes, strict rules and regulations, strict cognizance, due diligence need to be done so that the safety of the interest of all the parties involved can be kept intact. Thank you. See you again in the next video. Thank you again.